10 oldest church buildings in the world. Back before most churches existed, early Christians would gather in neighborhood homes known as house churches. In fact, the word church was also used to describe the Christian community as a whole. The word itself means assembly in Greek. 1. Echmiadzin Cathedral, Armenia. Consecrated in 301 AD, the Echmiadzin Cathedral is believed to be the oldest Christian cathedral on earth, and the Vatican of the Armenian Apostolic Church. The original church was built over a pagan temple at a time when Christianity became the state religion as enforced by King Tiridates III, but later fell into disrepair. It has been rebuilt several times throughout different centuries, therefore showcasing a mixture of several styles of Armenian architecture. Today, the main cathedral is tucked within manicured hedges and lawns surrounded by more modern buildings from the 19th century. The cathedral itself consists of a central cupola adorned with glorious, glittering frescoes, and a treasury where a series of holy relics such as the Holy Lance and a remnant of Noah's Ark can be found. 2. Panagia Ikatantoupiliani, Greece. The Panagia Ikatantoupiliani, which means the church with 100 doors, is one of the most incredible Paleo-Christian monuments of the Cyclades. Located on the island of Paros in Greece, the complex of Ikatantoupiliani encompasses a series of churches and chapels, some of which date back to 326 AD. According to legend, there are 99 doors within the complex. The last, a secret door, will open when the Church of Hagia Sophia in Constantinople is once again Orthodox. Explore the main Church of the Virgin Mary, Agios Nikolaos, the largest, with its enormous Parian marble columns and the ancient baptistry. 3. Stavrovouni Monastery, Cyprus. The Stavrovouni Monastery is perched precariously at the top of Stavrovouni, the Mountain of the Cross. Built sometime between 327 and 329, this ancient monastery is believed to be the oldest on the island of Cyprus. The main reason pilgrims make the steep journey up to this mountain monastery is because of the piece of the Holy Cross preserved within solid silver inside the church. It was supposedly brought back by Saint Helena, the mother of Emperor Constantine, after her travels to Jerusalem. While women are not permitted to enter the monastery, the trip is worth it for the views of the Mesa Aurea plain alone, stretching towards the Mediterranean in the distance. While male visitors explore the monastery with its bell tower and arched cloisters, female visitors can visit the smaller Church of the All Saints just outside. 4. St. Peter's Basilica, Vatican City. Located within a city-state within a city revered for its churches and religious buildings, St. Peter's Basilica in the Vatican City is by far the most impressive. Dating back to 333, albeit rebuilt in the 16th century, it's the largest, and one of the oldest, basilicas in Rome and is believed to have been built over the tomb of St. Peter. 5. Church of the Holy Sepulchre, Jerusalem. Crafted out of wood and stone, the beige-colored Church of the Holy Sepulchre in Jerusalem is marked by a series of striking arches adorned with Crusader crosses. Consecrated in 335, it's built over two of the most famous sites in Christianity's history: the biblical Rock of Calvary, Golgotha, where Christ was nailed to the cross, and the Tomb of the Sepulchre. Also known as the Church of the Resurrection, the church is one of the most popular pilgrimage sites on earth, with millions making their way here every year. The last 4 to 5 stations of the Via Dolorosa, which portray the final episodes of the Passion of Jesus, can be found here. Out of the 4, debatably 5, stations, the most famous is the 12th, the Rock of Calvary, with its protective glass altar of the crucifixion through which visitors can touch the sacred rock, and the 14th, the Tomb of the Holy Sepulchre, where Jesus was buried and resurrected. Due to its major religious significance, visitors should dress conservatively to gain entry to the church. 6. Church of the Nativity, Palestine. Bethlehem's Church of the Nativity is widely believed to be the birthplace of Jesus. Located at the end of the well-trodden pilgrimage route, visited by millions of people every year. The Church of the Nativity is one of the holiest places of Christianity on earth, and the oldest Christian church still in use. Built at the mouth of an ancient cave to replace an original church destroyed during a 6th century revolt, the new church still contains the original red and white limestone columns and floor mosaics. Accessed via a low entranceway known as the Door of Humility, the church still provides entry to the lantern-lit grotto of the Nativity. Here, the chapel of the manger and the 14-pointed silver star mark the spot where Jesus is said to have been born. 7. Cathedral of Trier, Rhineland-Palatinate, Germany. Originally built in the 4th century, the Roman Catholic Cathedral of Trier has been expanded over the course of thousands of years. It remains the oldest bishop's church in Germany and the largest religious building in Trier. Located above a former palace that was later converted into an ancient Christian church, one of the first early Christian rooms north of the Alps can still be found beneath the cathedral. The pride and joy of the Cathedral of Trier is the sacred holy robe found here that is believed to contain fragments of the tunic of Christ. First mentioned by religious scholars in the 12th century, it was discovered hundreds of years later when the high altar was opened. This ancient Christian relic remains locked away in an annex and is only revealed on very special occasions. 8. Santa Maria in Trastevere, Rome. Hailing back to 340, Santa Maria in Trastevere, Rome, is one of the earliest churches in Rome dedicated to the Virgin Mary. While the oldest parts of the church date back to the 3rd century, additional features were added in the 12th century. These include the Romanesque bell tower, a series of interior mosaics, and a beautiful golden facade. The portico was added in the 18th century. There are many captivating highlights tempting historians and pilgrims from all over the world to this Roman church. Indubitably, the 12th century mosaics are the pinnacle, a series of 6 spectacular mosaics by Pietro Cavallini that document the life of the Virgin Mary. 9. Monastery of St. Anthony, Egypt. The Monastery of St. Anthony dates back to the 4th century. It had humble beginnings as an informal gathering of the followers of St. Anthony, the first Christian monk, who gathered in a small cave at the foot of Jebel al-Ghalala in Egypt's eastern desert. Slowly, the compound expanded to include 5 historic churches, a bakery, a library, and a garden oasis within fortified walls. Today, the monastery is home to over 100 monks, who have chosen a life of meditation and prayer in the isolation of the desert. They live in cells inside the complex and still practice the traditions set out by the original followers of St. Anthony thousands of years ago. Several of the original churches have been restored. The Monastery of St. Anthony is the oldest building and the main reason for visiting this remote part of the globe. Built over the saint's tomb, it's home to a collection of age-old medieval Coptic wall paintings. Visitors can join hundreds of pilgrims visiting daily on a tour led by resident monks through the fortified walls of the monastery. 10. Mor Gabriel Monastery, Turkey. Dating back to 397, the Mor Gabriel Monastery is the oldest functioning Syriac Orthodox monastery left on earth. Perched on the Turabdan Plateau amongst rolling orchards and olive groves in southeastern Turkey, this Christian church and the fortress-like compound has long served as a place of refuge. The monastery, also known as Deir el-Yamar, has provided a home and sacred space for thousands of Coptic monks and at one stage even had its own diocese. In the 14th century it was invaded by Timur Mongols, and in the 1990s, hundreds of monks were discovered buried in caves beneath the building. Today, Deiro di Mor Gabriel is still home to a handful of dutiful monks and nuns and is the seat of the Metropolitan Bishop of Turabdan. It's open to visitors during daylight hours, and there is an opportunity to stay overnight, but only with advanced permission.